We're going to switch to the 4 hours time frame because that's my favorite. It gives me a good picture of what's going on. So now every single candle here that you see is about 4 hours. So we're going to start off. Wow, nice candlestick. That's about 39% of gain in just 4 hours, which is very nice. But anyway, first things first, let's click on the second tool here. This is called the trend line. You can just expand the menu and it's right at the top. Click on that. What you need to do is to, before the trend started going up, whatever the last point was, which I believe would be this one. Hang on, sorry. This one right here. Do you see that? So we're going to start a trend line from this zone, which is here. Okay. So click on trend line. Now click and drag. Now, how exactly am I making this trend line? Well, if you look carefully, what I'm basically trying to do is to match as many lines as possible. These touches, they're called touches. So 1 touch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll zoom that in. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know. It's okay if they go a bit down and then the actual support line. This is what you call a false breakout. So don't worry about that. I'll explain that in a later video. But the point is, I wanted to see where exactly the trend is going. It's definitely going up in the since 29th of September at 8. It's been going up ever since. Now, the next thing we want to see is the trend line itself. This trend line, the reason I'm asking you to draw in a manner, sorry about that, to draw in a manner that it touches most of these points, as many touches as you can get. This is basically a confirmation that there is some sort of a support zone, because whenever the price fell down and touched this point, it bounced back up. Every single time it did that, except for this one, which is a false breakout. Again, I'll explain that later in a video. If you are subscribed to my channel and you've enabled the notifications, you'll get the notification as soon as I upload that one. But look at that massive candle. It went up by 39.57%. So that means even $100 that you would have invested in 4 hours, you would have actually walked out with $140 as your total capital. But anyway, it came back here and it went back up. So this is a solid support line. Okay, we need to know what the support line is, and we always try and drag it a bit ahead. This is something, obviously we don't know what's going to happen here, but we know one thing for sure, or at least 95% of the time we're sure that if this price goes back here, it's going to jump back up. What does that mean? It gives me a clear signal that if this price goes here, which is, let's say 2600, I can put an alert here that if this price reaches here, I want to make a buy over here. I want to enter the market. I want to buy a doji. So $100 worth, whatever it is that you want to invest, you can invest confidently, because even if it does go down, it's going to go down a bit and then it's going to bounce back up big time. So in the next couple of hours, you might actually walk away with a profit. That's actually how I get to know what my entries are. Obviously, now if I know the entries, I should also know the exits. That's a bit tricky. Now, to be honest, there are a few ways to do that. You can either create a trend line like we did here, in which case this would also be a false breakout because it broke out of this. We're trying to get the maximum number of touches here. In fact, it's okay where you start. It doesn't matter. As long as it's touching most of the points, it works. So it touched here, almost touched here, over here, almost here, and then some of these here. And now look, it's, in fact, if I just bring it a bit down, yeah, there you go. So this is a confirmation that this region is now acting as resistance. The one at the bottom is called support, because that's where the buyers will come into force and push the prices up. This is the seller's zone, or the resistance. This is where the price will be rejected and it will face resistance, which is why the prices will go down. Now, if you look closely, this is kind of a wedge. I mean, like, this zone right here and this zone right here, they're not parallel. There will come a time where these two zones will eventually meet each other. See what I mean? Now what happens when such a zone comes in? Whenever we come at such a zone, there's one thing for sure. Some kind of a move is going to happen, and it's going to happen big time. Either Doge will go up, like crazy up, or it will go crazy down. One of the two will certainly happen. We have to wait till 23rd of November 2021 to find that out, or somewhere there. But know that I make patterns like these, so I will actually revisit this pattern on, let's say, 19th of November, which happens to be my birthday. So I'm gonna come back here and look at this chart, make a video and see, and in fact show you how the prices have fared. So this is just a basic tutorial, nothing fancy, nothing advanced. I'm not gonna teach you some advanced stuff right now because it might already be too confusing for those who are absolute beginners. But know that these simple patterns that we create, they give us an indication of where the movement is, what kind of prices can we expect over the course of next few hours or days or years, weeks, even years actually, but I wouldn't count my money on years. Now I've switched that to 1 hour. So do you see it's actually been following this pattern? It's been the tops are sort of shrinking, except for this part, which was a breakout. I mean, like, they don't have much movement anywhere. From here till here it was a massive movement, but this movement is shrinking. There will come a time where it will no longer have any space to go up or down, so it will go in a breakout mode, and that's where we make most of our money. In the meantime, you can also make money. So for example, if this price was to go, if this price was to go higher, wow, this price was to go all the way to till here, I would place a sell order if I'm doing forex trading. But since I'm not, so I'm just gonna wait for the price to come back down here. Once it comes back down here, or it goes down here first, I'm gonna place my buy order, wait till it goes here, and then I'm gonna execute a sell order. So I don't care how much the profit is, I'm just gonna walk away with it. So that's how I do my things. I'm gonna be teaching you a lot more on how I trade, what I trade, and I'm gonna be sharing you updates on my WhatsApp group. I don't have a Telegram group as of yet, but on WhatsApp I do have one. So if you want to join, just make sure you subscribe and let me know in the comment below that you have already joined. Subscribe. So I'm gonna get in touch with you and we'll sort the invite out. That's where I will be sharing all the tips and immediate updates that I will have on trading. So from there we can hopefully make some profits together, and that will be that. So in the meantime, take so much care of yourself, of your money, especially because it's your hard-earned money. We don't want it to go to waste. Don't let excitement or emotions get the better of you. Always know your moves properly, because a percent of your money, either profit or loss, is going to affect you in the long run, somehow, some way. We just don't know it yet, but obviously what I'm trying to do is to make sure that you walk away with more than you actually came in with. So let's work towards that, and I'll see you in the next video.